Oh, this is my second time recording this video, and I keep messing up the audio. Hopefully this time it isn't so bad. I have to check afterwards just to make sure, so I don't have to record this a third time. But it's been a while. I think it's been about an entire fucking month since we did a Leviathan video. It's been so long. It's been so long. I should have got some out ages ago, generations ago even, but goddamn, we're here now. We finally got it ready. Kane's here. He's trying to annoy me or trying to go for a hug. I don't know what he's doing. He's really up my face right now. Kane, get off me. I'm trying to. Kane, what are you doing? You good, buddy? you good? Yeah, it's been a long time since you see me play Leviathan video. Yeah, you good? Yeah, you good. But yeah, guys. Anyways, it's been a while. We're back on Leviathan. It's been book 15. Focus. I should have got this out. I literally just said this again, but I just gotta emphasize like this has been a long time coming. At least 3 weeks. We're in October now. This is recording on the second day, October 2nd. Hopefully I get this out on the same day, because I was supposed to get the other video out originally on October 2nd, but issues happen. But yeah, we're here. Book 15. Left off on book 14 where Garnet was getting the full willpower treatment, thinking that he's gonna be the one to defeat this ring member, and we're gonna see if that happens. Spoiler alert, he's a fraud, but that's all you're gonna get for right now. So we start off this chapter with a new character being introduced. As I thought, Young Jin was right, and if you don't know who I'm pretty sure I butchered the fuck out of that name, but if you don't know who Ye Jong is, that's basically the guy that made the mirror technology for Yisang, which was called the glass window. That gets explained later down in the actual chapter, I believe. And the one who's saying this is Isaiah, which is the guy we saw in the basement in Canto 6. He shows up in I guess, yeah, that's Leviathan would be first. So he shows up here first, and he's currently working on the glass window technology, which is then used, I guess, in the company for a Darkling that shows up. So yeah, he's here. He's asking some questions. Is this the first result for you? Isn't it, Isaiah? Jumsoon starts talking to him too, and they're just basically talking about the reaction to where they got to Garnet when he's going with all these glass panes on top of his body and all these cool abilities that he's got on top of him. They're pretty excited and acting like real scientists. You know, human experiments, it's all right. Child experiments, even better. So that's their okay get-go. Garnet is not really amused at this right now. He's just staring at them, talking a bunch, all this yep about the mirror technology, until he hears them say a word, refraction rate, and he remembers this word because it was back in the recording before they even went inside of the ring base or art museum. Is it? Yeah, it's pretty like an art school. Before they went into the art school, they were reviewing the video with all the children being experimented on before they became shattered, basically. And so when Isaiah says that he has a high refraction rate, he's like, refraction rate? What are you doing? Like, what do you mean by that? A higher refraction rate means you yield more of your heart to glass window, but it also allows more planes of glass to stack. It can only be successful if you master the delicate art of piercing your heart without killing it, like you're doing right now. This is what Isaiah says to a Garnet. And Garnet is thinking to himself that the kids that got this put through the same thing as he is, who are now regressive cocoons, they might never come back. And this makes him very upset. And before he could say anything, they ask him, how are you able to do this without any prior experience? Are you good at this? Like, goddamn, these should be our lab experience forever. And Garnet is just looking at them, very disgusted, and he answers his question. He says it's simple. All he has to do is he has to go back with him. After he goes and he kills them, and then he shatters the glass window that's between him and Isaiah and Jumsoon. So he's getting ready to brawl with and he uses the black silence lance to break through it too. So it's actually a very good hard scene right here. Jumsoon doesn't seem to have a reaction in it. Jumsoon's just staying there. It's like, oh, I'm surprised you could break through that window. That's supposed to be really sturdy, you know? So Garnet lands inside of the little place that Isaiah and Jumsoon were located at. And he's staring them down. He started to ask some questions to Jumsoon. It's like, tell me, how do I change them back? How do I fix them? Jumsoon is just standing there, like a blank expression, not saying anything, just staring at Garnet. With kind of like a, I guess, bored expression. I don't even know what kind of expression this is. But like, he's just staring at him, not answering a single question that Garnet has. And Garnet just had enough. And he starts swinging the flaming bat at him that he got from the streetlight office. I already forgot her name. But it's like, he uses the flaming bat that he got from her. And he tries to hit him. Jumsoon dodges. But you know, Garnet's got that guy. He's got that dog in him. You know what he does? He goes in and tries to slam it down again. He misses a second time. So he missed 2 times already out of the 2 hits he hits so far. So 0 hits whatsoever. And after those 2 misses, he goes for a kick and he actually lands a hit on him. So he's finally gotten 1 hit on the Maestro. We got 1 hit on Jumsoon. Congratulations, Garnet. You finally hit on Maestro. You finally hit your target for once. And he's feeling himself right now. So he's still asking his questions as well. It's like, tell me, how did you turn them back to normal? Answer the question. The cocoons now. Jumsoon doesn't seem to respond, but then takes a good look at the kids inside of the cocoons before answering. And I believe this is what Isaiah comes in and starts answering some questions, but that won't come until later. Before anyone can get some answers out, Garnet locks in once again and slices off Jumsoon's arm. I believe it's the left arm. Facing that way. Yeah, so he cuts off Jumsoon's arm with the Shi association skills he got from that glass world. So he's just using a bunch of the mirror worlds that he has on top of him and their experiences to fight Jumsoon. And he got a clean dismember out. Like, goddamn, left arm cleaved completely off. It's over. In a real fight, that would have been over. Now Garnet getting a little bit too cocky here. Asked the question, will you open up if I take your other arm? And he himself was surprised by what he's talking like that. So it's kind of like the mirror worlds are taking over his mind, because he's never even talked like that before, because he sucks. I mean, he's doing pretty well right now. And Garnet, before you can say anything else, Jumsoon finally responds to the question. Phew, I tell you the truth, these cocoons are new to me as well. Even though that Jumsoon just lost an arm, Jumsoon's face still remained an arrogant composure. It didn't change at the fact that she's still missing an entire fucking arm. But he's like, nah, I am still cooking. I can still win this. The tide of battle should have been in Garnet's favor, but she has been barely able to keep up himself with the amount of blood he's losing. But Jumsoon is still smiling with a creepy ass face. My dear Garnet, I'm sorry to disappoint your desperation, but it's hard to divert it's hard to not divert my attention to those curiosities. And then Isaiah decides to talk in for the first time. At some point, the chrysalids or the ovoid transformations such as these beings occurred on such rare occasions after I failed a test. Previously, all failed subjects would do was shatter to pieces. It started happening around the second patches of the right nights. Presumably, at what is intriguing at this natural occurrences of this now phenomenon has also been reported, completely unrelated to our experience. Garnet couldn't understand what he was saying. He tried to understand. He wants to know if they made him that way on purpose. Isaiah answers, we for what? Oh Garnet, why should we ever partake in such worthless endeavor of casing our precious raw stones in those fleshy sacks? It's a nice way to refer to human test subjects, Isaiah, but I feel like you're kind of that way in Kanto 6 too, I'm not gonna lie. So I'll leave it be for now. And then Garnet looks back at those cocoons and he's wondering what will happen to them after they open up. But Isaiah answers him one more time. I have yet to know any cases where the subjects went back to their pre-cocoon states. While there have been some attempts to forcibly open the chrysalids, the results are rather abysmal. They seem to undergo a mutation of sorts once cocoon. And then Garnet is not looking very happy about this. Are you saying those kids don't have a way to going back to normal? Well, it is what it is. This is that, and this is this. You're familiar with the term? I bet you are. Isaiah is really taunting Garnet right now with that sentence though. Garnet hears this though, he gets absolutely angry. He's about to go Super Saiyan. You know what he does? He takes off all the glass panes somehow, all the other shit, all the other mirror worlds, and he transforms into the black silence. The full black silence. I mean, he even got the sparkles on him too. There is no possible way that he loses. He embraces the fucking silence. In his hand, a revolver. Like a skilled hunter, he has complete mastery of the weapon that he's never used before. He pulls the trigger without cocking the hammer to fire 6 shots. 2 of them managed to land hit on Jumsoon's upper body, but failed to penetrate the clothing and bounce off as nuggets of lead. After that didn't work, he pushed the cylinder outwards to expel the spent castings. In his other hand, he reached for his race, only to find that he had no ammo because, I don't know, mirror world technology doesn't work for him, so he doesn't have infinite ammo. The gun having outlived his usefulness, he throws it at Jumsoon, and then he goes for the lance that he threw at the glass window or glass wall that's now stuck to the floor. He grabs it and he tries to thrust Jumsoon in the chest, and he misses. Or I should say, like, Jumsoon dodges. So you're about to see a bit of a trend going on with this segment right here. He then pulls out a huge hammer that is placed in his hands. It is ruthlessly slammed to the ground where Jumsoon would have moved, and he dodges again. He's missing a lot of his shots, basically. Then he pulls out a long sword. Now all these are the black science weapons for Library of Ruin. Now, so I'm not gonna really show you what they are. Actually, you probably should have read, if you're watching this video, you probably read Library of Ruin, or I mean played it, or something. Watched a little bit of a video of it. I think, I don't really know, but I'm still not gonna show like the workshop weapons that the Black Silence has. Probably should do a spoiler warning, but I forgot. So he pulls out the sword, a blade much harder than his height, and draws it into a large arc along the horizon, cutting across the hammer and lance lodged to the floor. And you wanna know what happens? It didn't say it, but he still missed. I'm just gonna say it missed right there, because that's basically what's happening right now. He's not hitting a single hit. He then pulls out a dagger in his right hand and an Atlas gauntlet in his left hand. He leaps forward to try to get to see Jumsoon's face, which is still showing no signs of panic, by the way, so he's doing nothing to actually get Jumsoon angry. He jabs a plate of steel into his face and strikes forth with an edge of wrought iron. Don't know what the visual of that's supposed to be. There's not any visuals for any of this action going on right now. But you wanna know what happens again? Guess what? Dodges. He dodges all of them. Because he's a fraud. He can't win without color ID. Yeah, he's a fraud. Put this man on the fraud watch. He's already been on the fraud watch. I just haven't said it yet. Or I did, probably just forgot that he was on the fraud watch. Anyways, the slightly cook won't let him hit her once. That's literally what he says. That slightly cook won't let him hit him once. I don't know how they want to make this dialogue up, but why? He should have mastered all these weapons, but it feels like that his body can't replicate half the knowledge. So what I'm assuming is that the glass window compared to the glass mirror that Yusei has is that you can stack all these mirror worlds on top of each other, sure, but I guess it won't replicate the full like stats, like the physical ability. But when we see what he's saying, there's also an incomplete version of the mirror of the glass window right now. There's like we see in Limb's company, where Isaiah summons in the Earthling. So it's a lot. I think it's a lot more scaled down in Leviathan right now, because that's like in the past. Don't know how far in the past that is. But Isaiah surely got more technology, more resources to make it better. And then in Limbus company, it was literally distorting the entire reality when you fought him. So it should be a lot stronger now. Garnet is getting very upset. He can't hit anything. He's missing all his shots, despite cutting off his Jumsoon's arm like 5 minutes prior. He can't replicate that anymore, apparently. He decides he can't stop here though. He flings the dagger aiming for his heart, but alas, Jumsoon blocks it. With one hand, by the way. One arm is all he needs. the deal for Color Fixer. Does that mean Jumsoon greater than Black Silence? Confirmed? Confirmed? Yeah, he's something more effective. Something other than the other ones that he dropped on the ground. He now gets a heavy mace and he tries to swing it at Jumsoon into a corner where he can't escape, and after he's cornered without a doubt, he pulls out a shotgun. And then he shoots the shotgun a lot. Bam, 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 bam. Sound effects. And he shoots a bunch of pellets into Jumsoon, which I don't believe did a lot of damage to Jumsoon. They're just standing there, blankets, which like they're the Undertaker. And then he decides to pull out his last weapon, the strongest one that he has, Durandal, or Durhandle. Damn, really, you know how I like to butcher these names, you know. But he pulls it up, and with Durhandle being out, it'll be his death sentence. With his final blow, he'll end Jumsoon's life. But at last, once again, he realizes that he's a fraud. He's a bitch. He's bitch made. He did not fail. He did not lock in. He unlocked in, if anything. And because of what? Because of something he remembered. And then what? What was the point? What was the point when they won't bring Lapis back? Suddenly, a mournful question rings in his mind. Lapis, who was reduced to piano notes and is scattered to the wind. The woman who will no longer be there as he waits night and day. The woman who is gone in every sense, not even leaving a single breeze as she's passed. The rest of his life will be shrouded in a horrible darkness. Nothing will ever console him, and his world gone forever pitch black. Sorrow will be the only thing staring straight into him. So it'll all be the same, even if he went back to break the string of wrath before his eyes. Nothing will come for him, even if he brandishes his sword for a better tomorrow. For Lapis is trapped in the past, unable to join him in the present. No matter how far he goes, all that awaits him shall be the graves. Durhandle didn't come, and at last, all of the ego, it's not ego, it was like all of the ID, the mirror worlds, come off him. He returns to his bum ass 7th grade fixer self. Jumsoon then approaches him. Done already. He sees Garnet, stops in his tracks, and then he pulls his weapon out with his right hand and literally cleaves off Garnet's legs off. Garnet is now legless. He is now disabled. Look at him. How do you fumble this bad? How do you fumble this bad? You gotta be so sorry. This gotta be the fraud is up so bad. Now come on, Garnet, lock in. All you gotta do is lock in and worry about the problems later. What I need from you is that brain of yours. I promise to show you even more wonderful worlds, fruit of reflections. I hope you don't mind, Garnet. Without even a second to give him time to realize what's happened to his legs, Jumsoon already wants to torture this kid again. Like, god damn, give him some breathing room at least. Garnet thought he could get back to his feet, but it was no use. His legs were sprawled out on the other side of the room, broken and tattered. The lids of the laboratory pods started opening up one by one, letting out shrieks. Garnet tries to pull himself along the floor, just with his hands, to see if he can take a closer look. And when he does, he sees horrible monsters that we probably know in Limbus Company. Look at them. All of the particular straight there. All of his friends, bozo rise. They're gone now. They're father rise. All the children dead successfully. Why I say it like that though? What? I don't even know why I say it like that. So when he see, I'm like, I gotta focus. I gotta lock in. I gotta lock back into the story. Garnet is surprised. He gets the feeling that all of his efforts that he's been through has been worth nothing. He remembers his feeling, like one of the guards that behind one of the windows had felt alongside him. It was the inability to do nothing, an endless despair. Overwhelmed by that emotion, he retreated inwards. He was subject to constant pressure. The weight of the cumulus glass planes finally sinks in. Curses screamed by his selves from the numerous rails pressed down at him all at once. Bent, struck, and warped by his mind. Having nowhere to fall back, he wanted to regress back to the void, into where he felt nothing. He's reminded of that rainy day, feelings all rise up against his will, like a dead fish floating on the surface of the belly up. Of course, the unwillingness that had long diminished. Creepy and foul music enveloped the city, passes his eardrums, and drops into the heart with such force that it could erode. Which he is talking about the pianist incident, and he's remembering that day. And this is how he's feeling from right now. So he's not in a very good state. He's probably in one of the worst states of his life, or ever. Period. Because we also see a lot of other fixers in Library of Ruina that went insane. We're not gonna talk about them, but they did go insane, and they did very questionable things. The suffering emotions that he felt that day was constantly strangling him. His friends hid in cocoons he wanted to hide as they did. But then they crawl out, and what emerged were indescribable beings. Friends, in quotations. I don't know what he's applying right there. Sorry, everyone. I was too late. Let's stop here. I think it's enough. Jumsoon, he could hear Jumsoon screaming in the background. No, Garnet, this can't be. How can this be? He hears the voices outside, but they're starting to grow faint now. He slowly closes his eyes, hoping that they'll never open again. Why must all you doves go inside a cocoon? He hopes that no one comes looking for him. This will be a comfort that he won't give up. Isaiah, please explain to me, what is this cocoon? Why does it have to ruin our experiments? It was so simple after all. It was so simple as abandoning myself that there was no more to it than closing my eyes and leaving my body unhungered for the sins to feast on. Like that, I curled into a tiny little world, and inside I face the fires of guilt, extending an arm to shake my hand. And that is the end of the chapter. We see Garnet in this crimson-shaped cocoon, very different from all the other cocoons we see so far. And I believe this is a different type of sin. Don't really know what it is. It's probably going to get explained later, because Garnet's not in Lim's company. So something must have big happen to him in Leviathan. But yeah, that's the end of the English side of Leviathan. There is the full version. I think that's in Korean. That I think is AI translated. Let me actually go check and see. Yep, 16. Let me go check what this one is. I'm not gonna show what it is so far, but I'm pretty sure is Google translated. That's the only way you can see it. And I am gonna read through that. It might be a little bit off compared to other ones, but I'm not really good at the whole narration thing, so I just hope it turns out all right. That's the bare minimum I could get. You know what I'm saying? But there's still 4 more episodes, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think, yeah, that's 20 more episodes. I mean, four more episodes before Leviathan's ending. And then eventually I'll get started on Distortion Detective whenever I do that. But yeah, this has been Leviathan. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. We're probably gonna be on Reverse 1999. And next week from now, it is going to be Kanto 7 times, so that's also pretty exciting. I might make a video on the new Ishmael ID coming out tomorrow or today. I don't know when this is coming up. But yeah. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.